I'm Victoria Lane. In a move that will increase global trade tensions, U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that Canada and Mexico will face 25% tariffs on imports from February 1. While the scope of the tariffs is broad, no major decision has yet been made on whether oil imports from these neighboring countries will be included. Here's everything you need to know about this developing situation and its potential impact on trade and consumers. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, President Trump outlined several key reasons behind the tariff decision. Trump emphasized the issue of undocumented migrants entering the U.S. through its northern and southern borders. He attributed some of the country's fentanyl crisis to cross-border smuggling from Canada, Mexico, and even China, which he said has had devastating public health consequences. Trade imbalances with Canada and Mexico have been long-standing concerns for the administration. The tariffs aim to reduce these deficits and prioritize American-made products. "This is about protecting America," Trump said. "We need strong borders, and that includes fixing our trade imbalances." Trump also hinted at new tariffs targeting China, this time at 10%. Trump's statements show that the administration is particularly focused on China's role in the fentanyl crisis, noting that hundreds of thousands of American deaths have been linked to fentanyl overdoses. Trump blamed Chinese exports. During the election campaign, Trump proposed tariffs of up to 60% on Chinese goods, but the administration is now taking a measured approach, examining the impact of new tariffs. U.S. imports from China have been flat since 2018, largely due to the first trade war in Trump's first term, which included increased tariffs on Chinese products. Both Canada and Mexico have expressed strong opposition to the tariffs and hinted that they may take retaliatory measures to protect their economies. Canadian officials have also suggested diplomatic talks to avoid an all-out tariff war. In recent statements, the Canadian government said it was actively working to address U.S. concerns about border security and trade imbalances. Mexico emphasized its efforts to cooperate with U.S. authorities to reduce illegal immigration and combat fentanyl trafficking. The prospect of oil imported from Canada and Mexico being included in the tariff list has raised significant concerns. 40% of the crude oil processed in U.S. refineries is imported, with Canada being the largest supplier. Why is this important? If oil imports are taxed, additional costs could be passed on to businesses and consumers, potentially raising the price of everyday essentials such as gasoline, heating oil, and groceries. Economic impacts. While the goal of tariffs is to boost domestic production by making imports less attractive, energy tariffs could backfire by raising the overall cost of living. The higher costs of imported energy could push up prices across a range of sectors, trade analysts warn. Everything from transportation to food production could be affected. Tariffs are essentially taxes on imported goods designed to make foreign products more expensive. In this way, they aim to encourage consumers to buy domestically produced alternatives. The effectiveness of tariffs, however, depends on the availability of affordable local substitutes. Short-term effects. Tariffs usually lead to price increases as businesses pass on costs to consumers. Long-term effects. While they can protect domestic industries, they can also lead to reduced international trade and retaliation by trading partners. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Chinese Vice Premier Deng Xuexiang warned against new protectionism without explicitly naming the U.S. Deng's comments reflected China's readiness to follow a win-win approach and expand its imports to ease tensions. However, the overall mood among trading partners remains cautious. As Trump's policies take shape, Canada, Mexico, and China are likely to respond strategically, balancing retaliation with diplomacy to protect their economies. If oil tariffs are imposed, the cost of gasoline and heating oil could rise significantly. This would affect transportation and food prices, potentially placing a heavier burden on low- and middle-income families. Wider economic impact. Sectors that rely heavily on imported energy, such as manufacturing and logistics, could face higher production costs. On the other hand, U.S. businesses engaged in domestic oil production and manufacturing could see an increase in demand as consumers seek alternatives to more expensive imports. President Trump's bold approach to trade aims to boost American production and address key national concerns such as fentanyl smuggling and border security. But the success of these policies will depend on whether the potential economic gains outweigh the risks of higher consumer costs and retaliation from trading partners. As the situation develops, all eyes will be on the administration's decision on oil tariffs and how it will affect not only trade relations, but also the daily lives of American consumers. With our unbiased and objective journalism approach, we are committed to providing you with the most accurate and high-quality news. Before we move on to the news, your support is invaluable for us to grow our channel and maintain this understanding. You can help us build a stronger community by liking our videos and subscribing to our channel. Every like and subscription gives us great motivation to improve our journalism. Remember, we can only get better with your support.